Welcome to episode 6. Last time we learned more about Ray's upbringing, and it was very emotional, and I just want to jump back into it and experience more emotions. Because this show's been doing a good job at that so far, so we're going to watch it and discuss. Subtitles and timer are on the screen if you'd like to follow along, or you can pull up the full episode on the side, but either way, starting right before the OP, after any logos or anything, we're going to get into it in 3, 2, 1, play. They're doing construction of some type upstairs because I angered the gods, I suppose. So, if you could be quiet for like a little while, I'll praise Thor all day. But either way, while the OP plays, let me say that if you enjoy these videos, subscribe to the channel. Sangatsu comes out every Friday with other videos all throughout the week. Also check out the description down below for Twitter and Discord if you want to hang out there, and Patreon, where you can support the channel, get videos early, vote in polls to decide what shows I watch, and all that usual jazz. So yeah, Bump of Chicken agrees. Thank you. Still haven't looked up the full version of this song, even though I think I said I need to. I'm gonna do it someday. I don't usually listen to full versions of anime OPs. I usually just stick with the minute-and-a-half versions. But, I need to for this one. I really like their OP for Kekai Sensen Season 1, too, Bump of Chickens. And I've listened to the full version of that song many a time. Alright, here we go. Episode 6. Child of God. Part 1. Okay? What? Okay, just felt like you wanted to go somewhere. Do you have a specific destination in mind? Ah, hello. Or do you just have the urge to just travel in general? To drive with just into the sunset. See where it takes you. Whoa! Milky Land? That sounds disgusting. I like milk, but I don't know. Milky Land? It just sounds kind of gross. Is that a real... That's not real, is it? They just can't say Disney, right? But you'd think there'd be like a more... You mean, you know, like WcDonald's. They'd call it like Wisneyland. Well, that's nice. The cat wants it. Where would we want to go? Paris. Okay, I don't know. A beach. Makes sense. A nice swimsuit. Just because. Make them appreciate her. Momo is so small. She's so little and cute. Oh, just a shrine? Okay. Yeah, what about you, Ray? You brought the whole thing up. I didn't think about it. Shit. I don't know what my answer would be either. Like, I mean, I could pick from a handful of places, but if I had one place that I could go to, I don't know. Just somewhere. Just had the urge to get out. Okay. Got some shogi to take care of. Was allowed to miss school because of it. That's the only reason. Specifically the funeral of your parents. Not like the funeral of your sister. Just your parents. Study camp. That sounds like the worst thing I can imagine. So, I feel like you're lucky. Study camp? It's not what a camp should be. Sorry, Teach. Oh, well, way to bring that up. That's weird. Japan is weird. I don't know. Several a month doesn't sound like much. But just when in addition to school and everything, you know, it adds up. Practice. A lot of practice. But what about things not related to shogi? So yeah, he re-enrolled. That's what I figured. He's like, well, shit, maybe I shouldn't have. You just got him to quit, Teach. Hello. I definitely want more context for everything that happened with Kyoko. And I want to meet her in the present, too. When that whole climbing on top of him happened, I don't know how long ago that was. Just accepted it. It's a relatable thing. Trying to find a place for yourself, a purpose. And he became a pro. Lives on his own, supporting himself. But I'm sure it wasn't as fulfilling as he had hoped. Yeah, it seems like it wouldn't have taken that long. Into your little empty box. What, do you just stare at the wall? Yeah, I just sat there. Had nothing else to do. Wow. Yeah, that's like hardly an existence. Can be. Like, yeah, that'll take a tiny amount of time to cook. I just won't even do it. Alright, only two. Gotta be damn near perfect. Alright. Had a little bit of trouble. He's reaching the higher ranks. Look at that whole construction over there. Couldn't move up. Just stagnated. Whoa. Look at him out there in the middle of this blood-red ocean by himself, swimming and yet getting nowhere. I just watched Magia Record, so Shaft visuals, that's in my mind. It's cool to see more. And yet made no progress. And you think back to the OP with the underwater segments, like this feeling of drowning. Have we reached land? It's in sight. Finally. It's a hell of a swim. Wow. What a life hack. You can't fucking be disappointed if you never want anything. If I don't even have any goals, I never have to worry about failing to reach my goals. If my goal is to just lay in bed and do nothing, then I succeeded. And I feel pretty good. I mean, you're not wrong. But is that the most advisable way of life? I'd say that's arguable. Couldn't bring himself to brave the stormy seas to try to reach that next island, that next milestone. So rather just accept the position that he was in, rather than try for more and experience any kind of pain of failure. If I just don't want anything and I don't think about it, then I'll be fine of just doing nothing and staying where I am. You can do that, but again, not sure if that's advisable. Hi. He looks dead in the eyes. Toji Soya? Okay. You guys look pretty similar. Nah, different today. Eating on the stairs. Oh, there's the guy. Nice. Good for you, buddy. Dragon horse? Every game should have a dragon horse. Chess, checkers, Candyland. You can talk about shogi all you want, but play me at fucking Candyland. See what happens, Ray. I'll go down the gumdrop slide. I haven't played Candyland in so long, I don't know. All those titles, they met in passing. Yeah, I know of him. Again, he looks literally deceased. Look at his eyes. There's just nothing in there. Even the white hair? Very similar. It's definitely no coincidence that they look so similar. And I don't mean like because he's his real dad or something. I mean narratively, thematically. Just a little. Well, that's pretty good that you achieved that. They've all amounted to big things. Oh, and you're number 5. You were not among those 4. Still, only 5. You can't be, I mean, perfect all the time, but that's what he kind of thinks they're thinking. He feels this unbelievable pressure on himself. That's what he thinks. That's what he thinks must be going through their heads, even though that's not what they said. That's fine. Okay, sure, thanks. What a nice guy. No. I'm gonna leave now. I'm quitting school, actually. Because of that. Well, I feel like that's worse, yeah. And just eat alone with the teacher. Maybe you could meet some people your age. Sounds gross. Why are the subs on top? I have to show them down here. Thank you. Hina? Hello? Okay, let's go. See, here's McDonald's, whatever it is in this world. Mob Donald. Oh my god! Get her a Happy Meal. That Ronald McDonald, that gigantic mouth. That's that's weird. Fantastic. What the hell is it anyway? Like what is it about it that you was so desirable? Is it a milkshake? It's like a McFlurry or a Wendy's Frosty. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, offer him some of my milkshake. Just trying to be nice to him. Invite him for dinner as usual. We're getting so close. Yeah, nice. She's taken after her big sister. Oh, shooting star. Is that the end? Oh, okay. Let's come over for dinner. All right, well, let's talk about that episode. Never mind, there's more. There's definitely more. There's not enough time for just the ED, so never. We'll talk about it later. We'll sit here for now and talk about other things. How about shoes? I looked over and there were shoes, so that's what I said. How about them? Not a fan. Not a fan. I wish I could go without. But you need them. Anyway. So yeah, just more about Rei, more about Shogi, a little bit of Hina. Should look up the full version of the ED while I'm at it, because I like it too. Some good stuff with the teacher. Okay, are we going to see him going over for dinner? What's going on after the ED? Part 3. Okay. Okay, we're right where we left off. It looks really creepy the way the mouth is drawn there. Yeah, she's worried. She's being very mature herself. Yeah, she does. They put you in there too, you know? They don't just worry about and help each other, they are always worried about you too. Are you having a brain freeze or oh, it's that guy. So he's still around. So he's still around. Okay. All right, yeah, let's let them have a moment. She's like, "Oh my god, I just can't stop drinking it." No, no. She's gonna. She doesn't have a brain freeze already. Wow. Okay. Oh god, why? Oh no, Hina, you poor child. Oh. Well, at least he's still around. She still has a crush on him. That's good to get a bit of an update. Okay, I guess we're gonna sit together now. Yeah, he's a large guy. So, you know anything about Shogi? A sportsman. Okay. So I didn't know if we would ever see that guy again, honestly. So that's cool. Now let's talk about it. All right, episode 6, getting more into Rei's shogi playing, taking kind of another look at it, because we've seen him being really good at it, them talking about him being this prodigy, but now discussing this section of his life where he's having several losses in a row and stagnating is really interesting, and just talking about trying to find some kind of purpose, some kind of goal, some kind of motivation is a really relatable, interesting topic. It starts off the episode really well by talking about some place you would want to go. He just had that general feeling of wanting to go somewhere with no specific destination in mind, and it's just a fun conversation as well, because you get everybody else in on it, you get where they would want to go, it's fun, you get like Akari wanting to go to the beach and everybody being so thankful for everybody that she does, or Momo's answer, or the grandpa and everything, but it's also just a really great character moment for Rei, and it builds throughout the rest of the episode when we learn about him being so stagnant and all the things he talks about, like just trying to find some kind of motivation, is relatable to a ton of people, I'm sure. Definitely for me, even if you aren't literally depressed or have any kind of the issues on such a strong level like he does, losing his family and all the things that he's gone through. Just sometimes, some days, you don't want to get out of bed. I don't really want to cook food because I don't feel like it. You have those issues that you have to deal with, and I'm sure it's just made so much worse because of everything else that's happened to him and everything else that's going on through his head. I love so many of the visuals that we get just cutting to the ocean and him swimming the way that we did, and the music that played during that, and showing visually the struggle, like how it feels for him. Seeing him like swim and swim. It went on for quite a while. Swam and swam and swam, just to show the struggle and how it feels in his mind. And that's so interesting. Like, I realized that if I just don't set any high expectations for myself, any goals, then I will not fail to reach them. I won't be disappointed in myself. If I just stop thinking about any of that, and I just accept stagnation, I accept that I'm just going to lay here and stare at my wall, and that I'm okay with that, I force myself to be okay with it because the alternative is too unpleasant, then I'm okay. And that's, again, you're not wrong. I suppose if somebody's found their own brand of happiness doing something like that, that's an option. But I'd say I personally would advise a different method. I think it's definitely preferable to try to advance yourself and better yourself than to accept stagnation. But I think it's just about finding the right thing. He talked about wanting to try to find some kind of place where he could belong, and he thought moving out, becoming a professional shogi player, that would be it. Like, that would be his thing. But of course, it hasn't been all it's cracked up to be. It didn't fix his issues. It didn't cure his depression. And so maybe it's just about finding the right thing. They talk about, hey, you re-enrolled in high school. You're going to miss all of these classes because you're doing your shogi stuff. Why did you even re-enroll? And it wasn't because he wanted to study. Maybe he's just pursuing something different. Maybe it's about trying to find some other path through other people. Maybe he actually deep down wants some friends that he can relate to and do stuff with. He has this relationship with the sisters that's so great. And he's talking to Hina at the end, which is really great, about how they do so much for each other and so much for him. They're always thinking about other people. Even Hina, who's so young, has really taken a lot from her sister and is trying to help him out and being really mature. And he realizes that everybody has their own issues that they have to deal with, and yet they help out other people as well. They continue moving forward as well. So I hope he can continue that search and maybe find something that's worth fighting for, worth trying to pursue. But that was a great scene in the end, too. Just Hina, all the expressions were so colorful and so fun, with her wanting the drink and then having it, and then the guy showing up. And I didn't know if that would really be continued, if we would move on from there. Maybe she just didn't luck out with that guy and she'll have to find someone else, or if that guy would come back and her crush on him would continue. And that is the case. He shows up here again. I don't know how prominent of a character he'll ever be, but for now, she still definitely is into him. So it's really awkward between him and Ray at the end, and her just not wanting him to leave, being so red and drinking. Oh, that was cute. Just relatable childhood crush stuff. I really enjoyed that a lot. And also learning about this other guy, this shogi master who Ray has only ever met in passing. Like I said, it's no coincidence, I'm sure, that the author designed him to look so much like Ray, drawing a pretty clear parallel between them, and he just looks dead inside. He really does. There's just no life behind those eyes. I wouldn't imagine he enjoys shogi in the slightest. He looks like he hates everything. So I can't wait to learn more about him and see just how similar to Ray he may be. But that was great. Just the teacher talking to him, getting a little bit more scenes with that teacher, seeing how kind of helpful he is. A little, lacking of tact at some points, which Ray pointed out, but it's cool that he has that guy at least to talk to at school. It's just great to get episodes where we focus so much on what Ray is thinking, even if it's little things, like when he was talking about getting out of the study camp, and he's like, I was disappointed in myself for feeling relieved about it. He can just beat himself up over the smallest little things, or when we're seeing all those people saying, hey, you're a really great shogi player, everybody has their slumps, it's cool, you'll get over it, but what he hears is, we're so disappointed in you. What the fuck is going on? You were supposed to be some kind of prodigy. I guess that's what he thinks about himself, and he projects that onto others, and he thinks that's what they're thinking. He kind of just interprets it in the worst way imaginable at all times. So yeah, I just love this pursuit of some kind of purpose. Just the imagery of Ray being alone in his room that's so empty and not wanting to do anything. Like I said, it's relatable to a lot of people, if not everyone, and taking it to a greater extreme like we see in this show, it's really understandable. And like that's what people need a lot of the time. You just have to find something that you enjoy and that you want to pursue, so you don't feel like I wake up, I do the things that I have to do, and then I do nothing, and I go to sleep, and then that's it. Stagnation can be one of the worst things. You've got to feel like you're making some kind of progress and working towards something, and some people might shut themselves off from that because failing or not achieving the feelings that they wanted to might just be too painful, and so they choose to accept stagnation, when I think it's really more about just finding the right. I'm really glad Shaft are the ones doing this, because they do such a good job at adding visual flair to all of his feelings, and just the way he describes them is really well done too. I never think that it's too hammy or over the top or anything. Just the description of like he's running out of battery, or the visuals adding so much to the swimming thing, and even in the OP where you see him drowning or being pulled under by the thorns, stuff like that just tells you everything you need to know about him just from the visuals alone, or from those slight descriptions. I think that's one of the big reasons why I was able to emotionally connect with this show so quickly, because it just does such a good job of conveying all those feelings. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on this episode. I think that's about it for now. If there's anything else to be said, we can talk about it down in the comments. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel. Check out the description for Patreon and all that stuff. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.